Welcome to our exploration of one of the most intriguing and well-written books of this century, Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind by Yuval Noah Harari. This international bestseller takes us on an engrossing journey that spans over 70,000 years of human history, combining facts, theories, and thought-provoking insights in a way that has left a profound impact on millions of readers worldwide. Yuval Noah Harari is a renowned historian and professor in the Department of History at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. His teachings primarily focus on world history and macro-historical processes. Harari's work, particularly Sapiens, has been translated into numerous languages and has established him as a leading and influential figure in the field of contemporary history and anthropology. Key point 1: Cognitive Revolution. The cognitive revolution, which happened roughly 70,000 years ago, is the first turning point in Harari's grand narrative. This was the period when Homo sapiens started to develop their ability to think and communicate in ways that were significantly more advanced than any other species on Earth. This gave us the capacity to invent fiction, share stories, create myths, and ultimately build complex societies. The key here, Harari argues, is the power of shared belief. Collective myths allowed humans to collaborate in large numbers, an ability not seen in other species. Whether it's religions, nations, or human rights, they all are figments of our collective imaginations that have shaped the course of human history, enabling us to build civilizations, empires, and conduct global trade networks. Key point 2: Agricultural Revolution. Around 10,000 years ago, another significant shift happened: the agricultural revolution. Harari suggests this wasn't necessarily a good thing for our species, considering the drawbacks. With the advent of farming, people worked longer hours, diets became less varied, and societies started to hierarchize. While it's commonly believed that agriculture led to an improvement in human living standards, Harari counters this, arguing that for most of history, the average farmer worked harder than the average forager and got a worse diet in return. The agricultural revolution was a turning point where the future started to become more important than the present, causing humans to invest in the future harvest at the cost of their current comfort and leisure. Key point 3: Building empires. Empires form the third cornerstone of Harari's history of humankind. He traces how the human ability to create imagined orders allowed the rise of empires. These large political structures helped stabilize vast regions, fostering trade and cultural exchange. However, empires also spread suffering and destruction. They often imposed their culture and values on the conquered, erasing local cultures in the process. Nevertheless, Harari stresses that our modern world is essentially an amalgamation of several ancient empires, and it's impossible to imagine our current globalized world without them. Key point 4: The Scientific Revolution. According to Harari, the scientific revolution, which started around 500 years ago, is perhaps the most crucial development in human history. Unlike previous eras where humans used knowledge to understand the world, the focus shifted towards acquiring knowledge to manipulate and control the world. Key point 5: Capitalism and Consumerism. Harari discusses the rise of capitalism and consumerism as a new belief system that emerged from the scientific revolution. He argues that the pursuit of economic growth has become the primary aim of nations and societies. Capitalism has created an unprecedented level of abundance and wealth, but it also perpetuates inequality and can lead to exploitation. Consumerism, on the other hand, constantly keeps us in a state of desire for more, often at the cost of our happiness and well-being. It's a system that is always striving for more but never attaining complete satisfaction. Key point 6: Industrial Revolution. Following the discourse on capitalism, Harari delves into the Industrial Revolution. He examines how it transformed societies, making mass production and distribution of goods possible. It also led to a massive population growth and urbanization. The Industrial Revolution led to the rise of the working class and profound changes in living conditions. While it allowed for an increase in material wealth, it also resulted in social dislocation and environmental degradation. Today, the consequences of the Industrial Revolution are more evident than ever, especially in the climate changes we're facing. Key point 7. Human happiness. Harari questions the commonly accepted narrative that human progress leads to human happiness. He argues that despite our scientific, economic, and political advancements, it's not clear if humans are happier than their forager ancestors. He discusses the concept of happiness from a biological perspective, suggesting that our happiness is tied to our expectations and the reality of our circumstances. Even though our material conditions have drastically improved, our expectations have also increased, leaving us no more satisfied than before. Key point 8. Posthuman future. In the final chapters, Harari speculates about the future of sapiens. With advancements in biotechnology and artificial intelligence, he posits that we may be on the brink of becoming godlike, able to manipulate our bodies, brains, and perhaps even create new life forms. However, this comes with ethical and practical dilemmas. The power to engineer life and manipulate our bodies and minds might create unprecedented inequality and might challenge the very essence of humanity as we know it. Key point 9. Speciesism. Harari also introduces the concept of speciesism, the disregard for the rights and feelings of non-human animals. While sapiens have ascended to dominate the earth, it has often been at the expense of other creatures. He urges us to consider our responsibilities as the dominant species on Earth, not just for the sake of animals, but also for our future. As we venture further into altering our world and ourselves, it's crucial to address these ethical considerations. Key point 10. Power of stories. Finally, throughout his book, Harari underscores the power of stories. Whether it's the shared myths that allowed ancient sapiens to collaborate, the narratives that empowered the rise of empires, or the modern stories of capitalism and human rights, our history is shaped by the stories we tell and believe in. The stories we believe, Harari suggests, have a tangible impact on the world around us. They shape societies, power revolutions, and can lead us towards both construction and destruction. It's a reminder of the power we hold as a species and the responsibility that comes with it. In conclusion, Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind offers a fresh and thought-provoking perspective on the narrative of human history. It challenges us to question our understanding of progress, happiness, and our place in the world. Harari urges us to remember that, while we have made extraordinary strides in manipulating the world around us, we are still animals shaped by our biology and history. This book doesn't just recount the past, but it also invites us to reflect on our present and consider the future we want to create. Harari invites us not to accept the narrative as it's presented, but to question, ponder, and reevaluate our perceptions. As we step into the future, the lessons from Sapiens are more relevant than ever. As a species, we have achieved greatness, but at significant costs. Now, we stand at the precipice of becoming more than sapiens, and the path we choose will define not just us, but all life on Earth. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind. We hope it provided valuable insights and sparked curiosity to delve deeper. Until next time, keep questioning, keep learning, and most importantly, keep shaping your story.